How did you deal with leading at the age of 35? There's this term that's around where they talk about imposter syndrome. So you may, or probably 9 times out of 10, you're the youngest in the room when it pertains to leadership decisions. And you're navigating this role while maintaining but still building relationships with the team members that's a part of the solutions that you're establishing. How did you navigate that, knowing that there was a number tied to your age, but also at the same time you still have that position?
Yeah, I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes. I know I did. But I also think that I had a great respect for people who had been around the track a few more times.
Right.
And really had a great respect for the people in the school, faculty in particular, who had more experience. So I tried to put a leadership team together that would amplify my own gifts, would equip and enable the vision that I had for the school, and fill some of those blind spots, right? Be able to speak wisdom.
Right.
And so we had a great team that we put together. And it was an exciting time at Samford too. We were under new leadership. Samford's impact was growing, beginning to grow even more. And so we kind of caught a tailwind, right? We kind of caught a tailwind. And I'm sure some of that tailwind made up for some of my naivete and lack of leadership experience. But I've always tried to have a great respect for the qualities and giftedness of team members.
Yeah.
And if I did anything well, it was I put a great team around me as a young dean that really equipped and enabled our success.
Right. What led to the strategy, but also the opportunity to think through, all right, we are looking to establish more dollars within the business school. We have incredible donors, incredible relationships. Let's talk about naming rights. Like, what led to that being a strategy and an opportunity that you sought out?
Well, we certainly had as our goal to increase the impact of the business school. And I don't think Samford had been creating and equipping graduates in business since 1965 and doing a good job of that. But I also think, if we're just being truthful, the business school at that time was probably not hitting on all cylinders. It was probably not living into its potential. And so, if anything, I think I brought both some energy and urgency around, trying to increase the profile of our business school. Not so that we could pat ourselves on the back, so that we could open up more doors of opportunity for our graduates. Right. And so it was in those conversations that I was introduced to Harry Brock. Harry Brock, as you know, founder of Compass Bank, legendary Birmingham businessman, was a longtime trustee at Samford. And so I already had an affinity toward and a love for this institution. And so it was through conversations with Harry about his dream for what Samford could be. His dream for the business school at Samford was that it would always be a place that would nurture young people who wanted to start their own businesses. Very entrepreneurial. Not to the exclusion of other disciplines and emphases, but he really wanted to create a place where young men and women who wanted to be risk takers and to start their own ventures could come and learn about doing that, whether that was taking over family businesses or starting out on their own. And so it was through some of those formative conversations with Harry that Harry began to catch a vision. And what Harry concluded was, but for his largesse, but for his generosity to the institution, Samford might not be able to pull that off in the business school. And so, working alongside Dr. Westmoreland, certainly, we began to kind of shape that opportunity. And so Harry decided that in addition to that generosity, adding his name to the school was going to really help us to capture the hearts and minds of people who could kind of catch the fever, who could kind of catch the inspiration, catch the vision. And boy, that created rocket fuel for the business school. And now I would say the Brock School of Business is one of the leading business schools in the country, certainly in the Southeast, and certainly among faithful Christian universities, one of the best business schools in the country.